Hey, welcome to a new Project Kamp video. In case you're new to the channel, we bought this big piece of land 3 years ago, trying to figure out how...
This is not gonna be a usual video.
In this video we're gonna talk about some stuff that happens at camp, what we call challenges. So it's gonna be a bit of more of a talking video, so be prepared. And by the way, here's Guy, I'm Javi.
And we are from the video making team.
Yeah. What else, Guy?
In the last 108 video, we brought some challenges. And today we are gonna update you on them.
And for the first one, we're gonna have Tincho talking about pushing the limits of base camp.
Challenge about pushing base camp to the limit, being 35 people. In the end, we are not that many people, we'll be around 25. I guess that people are changing their schedules, maybe living on holidays because of the heat. So seems like it's not a big challenge right now. But anyway, we can give you an update in the stuff that we mentioned back then. We double capacity in the Pupalas. We made a new parking area next to the future community center and we freed that space to work in the fridge box. The solar is doing good, but we are using a lot of power tools.
The electricity is constantly shutting off. We are using the drill, the sanding machine, kettle, saw. So sometimes we have internet, sometimes not because the electricity jumps.
And overall, living all together, let's see what people say.
I don't get sick of it. And you can always just run away if you do get sick of it.
And hearing everyone unzip their tents in the morning and hearing Anselmo sleep talk.
Bit too much.
I like it.
A little bit tiring and you don't have much privacy.
Fine.
Regarding to the kitchen, as they are not only cooking in camp but also doing another stuff like preserving and fermentation, we need an extra person. So if you think that you have the profile to cook at camp, applications are open. So if you want to give it a try, go to our support page.
Okay, thank you, Tincho.
You're welcome, Javi.
Okay, you can go. Okay, so another challenge that we had, long-term people, or the people who's been living longer here, there was like a need for a more private and quiet space. So we figured out, let's move to the middle land, a different setting that base camp because it's too noisy. We can ask Rita to see how that went.
Yeah, it has been really cool to have a bit of a different space from the majority of the group, just because it's more quiet, even though you might still probably hear some sounds, working sounds. That's totally fine.
One of the concerns we had was that maybe people feel that this separation is a bit too much, that it breaks this idea of full living in community. Maybe let's ask them to see what they think.
I think it's really needed for the long-term people because it's a space where they are more far away, so they are not with so many inputs, and it's better for them, for the runway, and for us it's still good because we are with new people.
Sometimes it means they're a bit hard to reach.
I don't think anyone sees that as something unfair.
Of course you're going to want to separate yourself because you can still join in when it suits you, but you don't have to be in the center of it, you know?
That produces hierarchies we are not talking about enough, and we should. I think in general it's not a problem that we have these kind of hierarchies because that's how this space runs and works, and I think it's a good way, but we have to talk about this stuff more.
Feels that things are going good with it, and now we are in the tent area. I'm looking for Guy. Wait a second, I think he's gonna be in his tent. Hey, Mr. Guy.
What?
Tents, moldy tents, here.
So in the previous challenges video, we talked about moldy and broken tents. Like this one, that is moldy but not broken. We asked you guys how could we fix it, and you gave us a lot of comments. So we're gonna try some of them and see if it works to try to repair them. But that's gonna be in another update. That was it?
That was it, thank you so much.
Okay.
But don't leave, we still have some other challenges. For instance, another one we had previously was our biodigester. Yeah, Adrian was in the look for somebody.
One person that can really research about it, take care of all the little details.
And we finally found somebody.
So this is Ruben.
I'm very happy to be here and have this project, and right now I'm struggling to make it airtight because this might be a problem from last season.
But in the future we will keep you updated to see how this works.
So, talking about a place that is full of flies and smells like fart, let me talk you about the office. This is the place where we work, and in summer it can get really hot and full of flies. And one less. Close the door. And people fart, but we cannot open the windows because then more heat comes and more flies come in. So we decided to build this mosquito net.
This is.
And we also got that fan for the ceiling, spoiler, but we got the wrong remote, so it does not really work, just when he wants. So yeah, we are still waiting for the new remote to come. Not a big deal. But besides that, we have big news, something really important to tell you about. Check it out.
Alright, so an update on our digger story. In case you don't know where this is about, in update 116 we showed you that we bought an online digger and we got scammed, which was painful, and it showed the whole process. And this is an update where it's at currently, because quite some interesting development, also something quite painful. But let me start at the beginning. First off, we did a crowdfund asking you guys to support the laws of the digger. This has been amazing. In 4 hours we reached our goal, and within a week we almost doubled it, to the point that we said let's just pause the crowdfund because we don't really need more money. We have enough for now to buy our digger, so keep your money for the community center. There was a top donor called Mark Girot, and he will get his name onto the digger. Thanks a lot. And another interesting thing is also that we got a bunch of emails from other companies that sell diggers, and even an email from Janmar itself, which is the company that makes the digger that we wanted to buy. I'm not sure where all of this would go. So the buying of the digger might take a little bit longer, because on the one hand we have more budget available, so we can see a bit what we really want. And we will also see what these other emails give us. And also summertime in Portugal is coming, so everything is going to be slow. And also the more important part at this point, and more priority, is the scammer itself. So this has quite some interesting twist to it, with all the information we got from you guys or from institutions and some new developments. So let me start at the beginning of what we all did. The really basic thing, the first step was we had to report the scam to the bank locally. Okay, just came from the bank. They can't really do anything. Got some documents about the transfer. Not really sure what for. But we now go to the police station to report this crime. So yeah, after we did that, we went to the local police station. So just came from the police department. We've been there for how long? For 3 hours? Quite a long time. They filed the whole report. So now it's registered. Not sure where this will go, but now it's registered, I guess, right?
Let's see.
Yeah, overall both institutions didn't sound too hopeful, because Ireland is just far away and it's complex. So we figured for the next step, let's call the bank in Ireland that we sent the money to. Well, the owner of the account is the scammer. So next we're gonna make a phone call to the bank in the UK, Barclays. Last time it took a while calling then, so let's see.
Welcome to Barclays. Say in a few words what you're calling about.
I want to report a scam.
Are you calling to discuss online fraud?
Yes. Here we go again.
Good afternoon to the Barclays Bank. My name's Tobias. How can I help?
Hello, I'm calling from Portugal because we recently bought an online excavator from Ireland, and the person or the company there was using your Barclays Bank, but apparently it was a scam.
Right, okay. That's a tricky one. There's not much that we can do for you because we can't access people's accounts.
Because it feels like the scammer is traceable because of their bank account and that it requires an ID.
Oh yeah, but the traceables, when they were opening up the account, they had to hand over proof of, they had to hand over passports, proof of address, that sort of thing. So they had to hand over information. So we will have a lot of information. What we do with it, I don't know, unfortunately. But the bank can be legally asked for information. So your bank, your Portuguese bank, will be the one that relay information to you.
Okay, so full bet on the Portuguese bank.
Yes.
Yeah, so the bank really can't do too much to an individual, but maybe when the Portuguese authorities start helping out, they would get the info because they do have it, but they just don't give it. And the next is to call the local police in Ireland, the PSNI.
Thank you for calling the Police Service of Northern Ireland.
Bought an excavator from a company based in Ireland.
Did you report it with your local police?
Yes, it's reported in the local bank and the local police.
So it's up to them to investigate it for you?
Okay, so there's nothing you guys do?
No, it wouldn't be separate. As long as you reported it with local police in Portugal, it's up to them.
Everything is in the hands of the Portuguese police.
That's right, yeah.
Alright. Yeah, so also they couldn't really do much. They're all betting from Ireland on Portugal. That Portugal starts initiating the research and files requests to them if they need extra information. Only downside here is that Portugal is not necessarily known to have very good, solid, strong structures for chasing up these things. Let's see. But so this was more the bureaucratic standard procedure to do things. But now, from my point of view, the more interesting part is the replies we got from you guys. So we got over 100 emails of people having tips and tricks on what to do. Many tips were the same actually as well, which makes sense. That was probably a good tip. So let me show you all the things that happened with this information we got from you guys. So starting off was that we put a listing on Reddit, because there's a subgroup there that figures out where pictures are taken. So they look at a picture and they zoom in on the vegetation or the type of cars to figure out where's the location. So we put the pictures of the excavator there, and they will start zooming in and what is all in the surroundings. A lot of information can be found. One picture also actually revealed the person taking the pictures, which could potentially be the scammer. And what kind of gave in the end the location away was the cranes in the background, a telephone pole and a blue toilet. And with that they identified where the actual location is, because here you can see another digger taking a picture on the same location. And this picture was on Richie Bros, which is a website that auctions diggers. And this was actually, our digger was on that website, originally listed for €16,000, and it was sold in December 2023 from France. So what this means is that the people running the scam, they go to an auction website, they take out a bunch of pictures from a previously sold item, and then they put it up for sale again. So the person you saw is not the scammer, the digger is also not the one they actually had. They really just steal all the pictures and create a new listing. That was interesting to know, but didn't really bring us any further. Then the second lead was on the company registration details. So RDS plant in Ireland. There was also a person registered and linked to it, which was Keith Ian Ferguson. There's actually a surprising large amount of data to find, which is the house where he lives. And it's actually quite close to RTS plant, like 12-minute drive you can get there. And you can see if he actually lives there by who was paying the electrical utility bill, and his name was there. And we found him on LinkedIn. We think this is the guy. I sent him an email to reach out to him, but I got an automatic reply back and that he's on annual leave. So originally we thought this is the scammer because it's linked to the company details, but most likely, seeing also how much publicly data is there available, it would be very stupid for a scammer to do this. So most likely he is also a victim, that the scammer stole his identity, just like they stole some pictures of the digger pretending to be him. So I would also say don't spam him, because he's probably a victim here as well. So yeah, also this doesn't bring us much further. And then we have the whois, which is, you can see when you host a website, so rdsplant.co.uk, You have the domain name and there's some information linked to that. A bunch of technical stuff, not too much to find, but a few interesting parts was one that you can see where the domain name is hosted. So we reached out sending an email to them. However, they cannot share the data either, even though they have some information. Besides that, there's also some information in the email headers. So when you send an email, it's basically a bunch of code. So if you open that up, there's a lot of lines which are very hard to understand. But there are some tools online where you can plop that information in and it makes it more digestible. The mail client used was Zoho Corp, which is a bit like Gmail or Hotmail, so the company that sends the emails. But the interesting part is that you can go to the website and log in with info@rdsplan.co.uk, and then you can pretend that you lost your password, as you might have had before. And then it sends a verification to an email or a phone number. So here's the number. It's not fully shown, but quite a chunk of it. And this number is actually starting with 40, means it's from Romania. Yeah, this just adds a whole new layer of complexity, because the original listings and the pictures were made in France. Then they put it on an auction website in Portugal, pretending to sell it from North Ireland, but they might actually just be located in Romania. Now, as you can imagine, this is quite complex and hard to catch. And the difficult part is that this all happened in the last weeks, but much of this information is now offline, like the original website is not there anymore. So as time passes by, more and more evidence goes away as well. So I can imagine it's going to be very hard to actually trace this up. And here comes the most painful part of this whole thing. Get ready. There was actually a new listing popping up with pretty good, interesting diggers, good price, good quality, looks like. So then you look at these listings and it's like, okay, seems a good deal. And they have the same structure that they imported from Ireland. With the VAT, European Union, so it's cheaper. So sounds very similar, doesn't it? But now we know a little bit more how they work, so we figured let's have a look at the picture of these diggers on this other website as well, on Richie Bros. And we could actually find the digger there. It was sold for €22,500 last year in November in Germany. So they basically did the exact same thing again. They stole some pictures from an auction website, put it on this one and pretending to sell it. And they did the same scheme as they also set up a company. This time it's called Advanced International Ltd. Set up a fake website where you can see all the things they sell. And this time the company is again based in North Ireland, a different location. Now it's in a barn, so they just pick a random location, I guess, that doesn't really have a map pin and they claim it. And they also have a bunch of reviews, pretty good reviews actually. Not many, but all 5 stars. Now at this point I would say don't leave a review or anything like that, because on the one hand it's very painful to see this exact same thing replicating and happening again, waiting for the new idiot like us to transfer the money and be scammed and be completely overwhelmed not being able to catch them. However, it's also somewhat interesting now that they have this listing online. We know that they're a scammer and we know a little bit how they work, but they're also still looking for customers. And they have a phone number, they have a website, so we could also just give them a call and ask some questions. Okay, so now we're gonna call the guy. Alex is his name. I'm using another phone and I need to put on some sort of an accent because otherwise he might recognize me. So I'm gonna put on my very Dutch one. That's the only one I know and have. I hope it sounds different than me usually. And I told him to ask some questions about shipping or something, but I have a bunch of other questions I would like to ask him. So let's try it out.
Yes, hello, Alex speaking.
Hello, Alex.
Yes, speaking.
Hello, this is Ale. We've been in touch on the OLX.
Oh, yes.
I had some...
Yes, hi, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. You?
Yeah, working hard.
Okay. I had some questions about it. Is now a good time to ask?
Yes, no problem, yes. I'm at my office.
Okay, nice. I was wondering for the shipping, because we are in a very remote area in Portugal. Is that a problem, or does it need to be delivered to a city?
No, if it's Portugal, we can sort it out. It's not a problem. But
And you say it's either way around 5 to 7 days.
yes, that's the time frame. 5-7 days with all documents and everything ready.
And the excavator itself is in a good condition?
Yes, it's full working condition, yeah.
And is it possible to see it working?
Yes, we can send you a video, or if you want, you can come to our site here in Northern Ireland. You just need to let us know 2 days before, so we can have it ready and someone available to assist you.
And is it possible to do a video call?
Yes, but I need to sort it out for the video call, yeah.
Okay, is it more difficult?
It's not difficult. It's just the thing that I need to go myself, to do it.
Where are you calling from, or where are you based in? You're in?
I am at the office. So we have an office, and then we have a site where we keep all the machines.
Ah, but the office is also in Ireland?
Yes. It's 10 kilometers from the...
Are you Irish? I realized I don't really hear Irish accent.
No, I'm not Irish now. I'm just working for this company.
And I was looking at the reviews of the listing, but they it seems good reviews, but they're all quite new. Did you guys recently start?
Yes, last year. We started last year.
Because is there a way to validate if everything is good? Like you have some company papers?
Sure, yeah, no worries. We have our company certificate, our VAT certificate, or anything you need, we can prove. No worries.
Sorry for asking all these questions. It's my first time buying.
No worries. It's normal. Yeah, I understand. It's normal.
And how does this usually go? It's quite a big purchase, at least for us. And it's not like half before and half after or something like that?
We usually don't accept this type of payment. As I told you, we have to trust you because we are a company, we are a private person, yeah? So you can visit us, you can see us on internet, you can check us, yeah? But if we send the machine to your country, then we have no guarantee that we'll receive the other half,
And I was looking on the internet for other excavators, and I also saw this one, and it got me a bit confused because I saw it on another website, the same picture but already sold before. Is this before you bought it, or is it a different one? It's from Richie Bros?
If it's from an auction company, then it may be. We buy all the machines from auctions company, yeah?
So you buy it at the auction and then you sell it?
Yes, and then resell it, yeah.
Yeah, because the original one, or the one I saw, was more expensive. So you buy and you sell cheaper?
For export, we sell cheaper. For export, because we without VAT, 20% off.
Okay, thank you very much for all the answers.
No problem. Have a good day.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so that was the call. Overall, different guy than originally. It sounded like, at least. Also nice guy, like the other one. I mean, nice until you realize they're lying into your face. Then it's all a little bit less nice. And overall, I guess I could have asked a few more confronting questions, like are you from Romania? Do you know MiloWeb or RDS Plant? But it also feels like once we do that, we kind of lose all our opportunities to reveal more information. Because on the one hand, we could do that now, like leave a whole bunch of bad reviews on their Google map pin, or reach out to OLX to take the listing offline. But it also feels like that we just start it again later on. But ideally, we get a bit more information out of it, so we can really make sure they stop for a longer time. But to be honest, I have no idea how this goes. I don't know what's the best step. So I figured, let's just share with you guys. Maybe you guys have ideas, suggestions, so make sure to drop them in the comments below. For what we can do next, or reach out to us if you think it shouldn't be public. So, because we're still very keen on figuring this out more. And we do realize by putting this publicly in a video, the scammer might see it as well, and he would also just stop his whole operation, which is a risk to take. I guess we believe in the power of crowdsourcing IDs to the risk that maybe we're going to be discovered. But maybe also, if that's the case and you are looking, Mr. Scammer, I would say send us an email at icecamp@projectkamp.com, because we would like to have a chat about it. Alright, that's it for now. Those were the updates on the Digger scam. No idea how it's gonna go. Digger for sure coming, and thanks a lot for all the support.
Okay, so yeah, our life has been a roller coaster these last weeks, but the online community always amazes us, and we have another very good example of this. And yeah,
we got Spikey Bushes merch.
Not exactly merch. Let me explain you a bit more, but yeah, let me change the setting first. Okay, so here I am next to the Spikey bushes. Okay, let me recap first on this story. So in the previous challenges video, we got a question about, hey, are you gonna make some Spikey bushes merch? And yeah, Dave answered a bit like in a joke way.
Okay, I hear you. If you gather 1,000 people, we'll get it.
And actually this happened. It was unexpected for us, and yeah, actually more than 1,000 people asked for it. So we said, okay, maybe we can do something about it. And it's very common for YouTube channels to make merch. It could be a nice source of income, but for us, we are a bit conflicted with this, because yeah, it's not only that Project Kamp is a project about sustainability, but also that we have our sister project, which is Fixing Fashion. In short, this project Fixing Fashion, it's about tackling the problem with the ever-growing amount of textile and t-shirts being shipped and then dumped into the world, so contaminating a lot. And instead of that, why not fix the clothes and reuse them? So if you're interested in this approach, I highly recommend you visit the website. You can see the link in the description. So we still want to do something about this, but not selling merch. So we got our designer, who is also our chef, Eva, and she decided to make a nice drawing, and here you can see it. And with this drawing, we made a download kit, so you can find the Spikey Bushes official logo in many different sizes, colors, transparent, vector, whatever. You can get it, put it in a t-shirt, put it in a tote bag, print it, put it in the wall, whatever you want to do with it. So at first we thought that's gonna be for our patrons, but then all this thing happened with the Digger, and then we had all that massive support thanks to the community, and we were really amazed. And we said, yeah, actually we're gonna give it for free. So you can find it in the link in the description. You can download the kit and start spreading the Spikey Bushes word around. So yeah, hope you enjoy it, and see you in the bushes. It's too hot outside. You do the next one. I'm out.
Okay, so we have one more challenge before going into the Q&A, and this one is about mimosa.
Alright, it's getting summer again, and that means hot but also wildfires, and we have quite a lot of them here in Portugal. And I can actually show you the burned areas in our region, here on this chart. This spike in 2017 shows the massive fire that burned our land. So looking at the data, it's very likely to happen again. So big priority is to make the camp more fire resilient. Our land is almost a monoculture of mimosa, a fast-growing species that burns very easily. So we are trying to get rid of them while regenerating the native ecosystem that is more fire resilient. We are trying different approaches.
So in one area we chopped quite some, but we also left some for the shade, and the ones we chopped, we turned them into wood chips. And this where we took out the roots fully and we made some swills. Or in this area where we debarked all the trees. We are not sure what works better for us. It takes a long time and it's quite a delicate balance. Taking mimosas out, leaving enough to protect for the soil and give shade,
And all this is a very intense labor that falls on the landscaping team. Alright, so this year we had a smaller landscaping team, with specific people that know how to work on the land. They had lots of energy, did quite a lot, but we are not sure if we will accomplish our goals in time. This because fire season is already coming and it's gonna be very hot and we are not able to use our power tools. So we decided not to work then. The challenge is that the heat is rising. Chainsaws break, wood chippers break, digger was camped, people overwork and get back pain. And all of this slows us down. But we're still aiming to take down our brackets patch so far. Yes, quite a challenge. But we're gonna give it a try. Let's see if we can make it.
Okay, that was it for the challenges, and now we go with the classic, the authentic, the most weighted one, there.
Q&A.
How was the Euros experience at Project Kamp?
I avoided it, so great. Just go ask the Spanish people. I don't want to talk about this. We just lost!
It's been perfect so far. I mean, Spain in the finals, so perfect.
Well, the fun thing is we have all these different nationalities. So we have Spanish, Portuguese, German, French, Hungarian. So it was a little bit of rivalry, but at the end we still love each other.
What are you going to do with the extra money that goes beyond the goal of the crowdfunding campaign for the new digger?
I think in general the price of the digger was good because it was a scam. So probably if we buy it more locally it will get a bit more expensive. And probably we want to get an attachment as well that we can use the digger as a brush cutter, which seems cool. And perhaps just a slightly bigger model, which seems useful.
Gross question, but what's the long-term plan for the poop palace?
So the poop palace that we built last year is gonna be, it's already full. And the new one will be filled up this season. But in the middle of the season it has been resting for 1 year, so we will start to use it on the field and then we will empty that one and be able to fill it again. So we will be able to balance in between these two.
What are some of the coolest tattoos in Kamp right now?
One of the coolest tattoos in Kamp right now, I think I have some tattoo.
Ooh, hopefully the one I'm getting.
Mine, for sure.
Jimmy?
This is the best one.
You can go to Colin to ask that. Coolest tattoos? All mine, of course. Really cool. Tendresse, tennisbrie. Yeah, I'm not gonna show you mine. Sacha Velour.
Misha has a strawberry tattoo on his arm. Oh yeah.
Julia, I really love the over body thing.
Ali has a Monopoly man and a pair of trousers with a little square, and when he puts the trousers on, the square is around the Monopoly man's face, which is pretty cool.
That is the Monopoly guy inside of the fire with the money.
Dave has questions.
What is your favorite tattoo?
My favorite tattoo?
Yeah.
No tattoo?
Wow, controversial.
Sorry.
Isn't rebuilding more safer and easier than trying to renovate those old buildings?
I'm not sure if it's always easier and safer, but we like to reuse things, we like the challenge, we like to use the same materials, so we rebuild many things.
Because there's way more projects happening, does that mean that the season will be longer? Or will there be more than one episode a week? I've only been here for 3 weeks, but I can already see just how much work goes into every video. So the idea of doing more than one a week fills me with slight dread. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to take all the extra footage and we're going to put it in the bank, which gives video makers more time to make better videos for you guys and they don't die, which is good for us and it's good for you. Yeah, basically no more than one episode per week, please. You have a lot of campers right now. Do you imagine in 10 years' time that you'll have even more? Or is this about right for the land?
I think in the current setting, our number of people that we are at the moment is quite nice.
What happened to the tent you built in update 77?
I'm currently living in it, and it's amazing. I'm very, very glad to be living in it.
Any thoughts on making your own clay pavers or bricks? Do you have access to natural clay on the land?
We did not find the clay on the land, although the neighbor keeps saying it's somewhere. But for now we're extracting clay from other places. And for the bricks, I guess it's nice, but once we have our own clay, otherwise it's just making bricks somewhere else, and that's a whole different project.
Do you take volunteers? How can I apply?
We take volunteers, and there's an application form online on the webpage, so you can check that. And there's like all the different options we have.
When will you get goats?
Goats for what?
Do you plan to make an inventory of all the animals you see?
We have already an app which we are using. It's iNaturalist. I think I'm the only one promoting it. But yeah, we are trying to capture every now and then the animals or insects we are finding or the plants, but nothing very strict.
Could you work to enhance the biodiversity for the wildlife?
We notice that slowly already more wildlife is coming back after the fire, and that might be just due to vegetation that is growing back. Seems like everything we are doing bit by bit is supporting that.
Question for everybody. How can we all live in harmony with the gift of Earth and each other?
What now? Sorry, can you repeat?
Can we live in harmony with the gift of Earth and each other? Oh, I think that's a very difficult question.
I have no idea. I guess that's what we're trying to figure out here.
Wow. Good food.
Communicate. Just communicate. Tell the truth. Just be patient, listen to each other, and listen to yourself. And to nature.
I don't know as a human, but here we try to be more clear as possible when there is a problem. Explain the problem, explain your feeling about that, and to the person that maybe create that problem. Spoiler, it's really hard to make it work.
Be aware of your actions, your needs, and try to reflect on yourself, and then it's easier to do that with other people too.
I don't know. This is too deep for me.
You try to stay hydrated, I guess.
Apart from the digger, what are the camp's biggest regrets and mistakes so far?
Good question. I think using some roof tiles that were burned. I'm seeing the Pizza Hut next to me. Not very convinced of the plastic roof yet. We were quite leaking in between. These are more the materialistic ones. Working with people is difficult.
I think we always like to think that if something goes wrong, we learn something out of it. So I can't really think of many big failures because they always feel like lessons learned. So on the top of my mind, I don't have any.
But I don't like to call it mistakes, they are challenges. That's why we're in this video.
Does anyone use the yoga decks for practicing yoga?
Practicing yoga, chit-chatting, having some nice conversation, feedback meeting, you name it, we got it.
Do you have any interesting news from ex-Project Kamp folks?
Yeah, there's people that are buying land, there's people that are getting their own workspace. It's really cool to see how people evolve, how people work afterwards. Okay, that one.
I'm starting my own project in the north of Spain, so yeah, but it's just my project, building stuff.
What is a job on Kamp that you currently don't have, but you think you're going to need in the next few years?
I think the water retention on the land is still a big one, which I also personally would like to get more into.
A grant writer.
Any of you guys follow or play sports?
Some people follow sports, not my vibe.
Someone do. I am from Italy, so Italy this year sucks in football.
Well, I train, but I do lifting, not sport. It's sport, but not like a team sport.
There is a running club twice a week. There's a big climbing community which goes on the weekends.
And freshly swimming club. And my big dream is to host a baseball game here on Kamp with the mimosa made rackets.
We're also doing some dancing, going on the weekends, and since this week we also have a nice salsa class, which is a lot of fun.
Have you considered other opportunities for generating income?
No, not really, not yet.
How do you make your veggie meals so tasty? And do you have recipes?
A lot of love I think it's really simple because we have like the best ingredients I had for this kind of long-term cooking, I would say. The veggies we get are amazing. We get all our food in a really good quality, and with that it's actually really difficult to not make it taste really good. I have some recipes. We even have a Project Kamp recipe book, or we started one, and we also prepared some recipes to make it a little bit more to be able to share it, basically.
Are you planning any environmental monitoring, science or data projects?
No, not too much planned. We have a few that we analyze more our usage into things, but not really in terms of the environment. I think because it also feels very detailed. A lot of stuff is still very directly visible to measure.
How about an interactive map?
We have actually been in touch with a Portuguese company that makes maps of lands and how to regenerate it as a way to share the information in a more interactive way. They set up actually like a prototype for us, seeing if we could use it. Could share the link with you guys and you can see if you like it. And maybe then we would start using it more.
Have you made any preparations for the worst? Do you practice fire drills?
We have evacuation space for in case of fire, and base camp would be the place where we all meet each other, and we use the kitchen honk and everything. We have a plan, and it's never been drilled.
We're planning to expand and make it more detailed and be as ready as possible for the worst.
Is Joel Irish?
No one knows.
I don't have proofs.
Well, I didn't check the ID, but he always says he's Irish. He looks like Irish and he sounds a bit like an Irish. So, probably Irish.
I don't know, I thought he was Italian.
Joel is very Irish. From Dublin specifically.
So, we have been left alone. Mum and Dad have gone on their honeymoon. That's Guy and Javi. And yeah, we were closing the video by ourselves. We were all grown up.
So don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and if you want 1 week ahead, 4K and no ads, support us in Patreon. See you!
See you guys!
Bye!
Bye-bye!
Bye!